50% of disabled children are bullied. It's no surprise that there's a 50% dropout rate among disabled students. This is astonishing compared to the 12% dropout rate of children without disabilities. The problem here is isolation. The special ed program is almost completely sectioned off from the rest of the school. It's become almost a completely separate program. A recent Spokesman Review article posted last week was talking about how just several years ago, the Shadle Special Ed Department had a completely separate building for the special ed students. There was absolutely no opportunity for socialization and intermixing between the two groups. I'm Jacob Larson, and I created an idea for an organization called Bridge Builders Club. Bridge Builders Club is a new nonprofit organization that will help connect students with special needs, both physical and developmental, connect with students outside of their classes. We will go around and create and manage weekly clubs that meet weekly at lunch. At these clubs, there will be weekly ice-breaking activities, such as Pictionary, designed to create socialization and help catalyze relationships. There will also be weekly questions such as, if you could visit anywhere in the world, where would you visit and why? I would like to visit Dubai because I would like to visit Ski Dubai. That sounds so sweet. Bridge Builders Club will bring countless benefits to both the students with special needs and the students without special needs. The students with special needs will gain relationships, confidence, and a sense of acceptance throughout their school. The students without special needs will gain understanding as well as relationships. This Bridge Builders Club will help the overall atmosphere of the school because when the students are happy, it creates a happy school. A main thing that we stress at Bridge Builders Club is equality. Often, people with disabilities are treated as lesser individuals or even children. We create a main goal to treat them as fully capable and equal individuals, which we know they are. In regards to marketing, we're marketing to 3 different people groups. Our target markets are high school students, volunteers, and donors. Word of mouth will play an incredibly large part in marketing because we know if we help someone create a better life, they will tell their friends about it and word will eventually get around. With regards to high school marketing, we will be utilizing 5 main things. We will be utilizing school intercoms. On the morning intercom meetings, we have shout-outs just to let the entire student body know that Bridge Builders is at their school and what we do and how we're doing it. School newspapers, emails, and school websites will also really help us get those out to the entire student body. We'll be able to email students and email their parents and just many people from the student body in order to tell them and alert them of who we are and what we're doing and that we're now at their school. We also create flyers to hang around the schools on bulletin boards and everywhere we can just to really make sure that it gets noticed. Here's a model flyer that I've created. Here we have when and where the Bridge Builders Club will take place every Tuesday at lunchtime. That's just this is just a model. We're not saying it's going to happen every Tuesday at lunchtime, but it is every week at lunchtime. And then where in a specific room that we've designated for the school. We have 2 brief mission statements here. Help a fellow Tiger, integrate our school. I just made that for Lewis and Clark, for the Tigers. And then just a brief summary of our school, just to let everyone know who we are. Bridge Builders is a company that helps high school students with special needs connect with other students attending the same school. So just let everyone who sees this know who we are and where we're meeting and when we're meeting. All right, for volunteer marketing, our main target market will be special education teachers. This is because often people who don't know how to interact around, often people feel uncomfortable at first interacting around children and people with special needs in general. But special education teachers have that pre-existing experience, so it's not such a rough speed bump transitioning into functioning and interacting with all these special education students, because their disabilities can often make them so diverse that it's a little uncomfortable with people that aren't experienced. The second best thing to this is other school personnel, such as teachers, such as Ms. Weiler. This is because they're a part of the school and they know everything that's going on around the school, and so they just know how to interact around the teens. So it also just helps a little bit with transitioning, so it's not as much experience that they need and just a little more comfortable in the classroom setting. We'll also be marketing to donors. We'll be doing this marketing in person. I feel that the only way that we can fully convey the ideas and ideals that Bridge Builders Club represents is through one-on-one meeting conversation. It's seemingly impossible to put everything that Bridge Builders Club represents in an email or a letter. So the only way I can think of truly explaining what Bridge Builders Club is and what it represents is through talking and conversation. I've created a business card to help marketing. I just gave it to someone out in the hall. It has my name, my position, telephone facts, everything they need to contact me. Here's Bridge Builders Club headquarters, which happens to be my house. Bridgebuildersclub.com, which we just registered that domain name. And then we have the overall mission statement, fostering friendships and spreading understanding. And so that's my business card. All right, in regards to competition, we have no real direct competition because there's no one in the exact same field that we're in. We're the first of our kind. No one's done what we're doing. However, we do have several indirect competitors. We will be competing with other clubs, such as PICI, for student time. We'll also be competing with school sports and just everything that takes away from our attendees. We recognize that there's so many school students that aren't attending clubs, so there won't be such a sense of competition because really there's enough students we're not going to be fighting for students just because there's so many students that are open. We will also be competing for sponsors. Our main sponsors, I feel, will be companies and individuals that come in frequent contact with people with disabilities and other philanthropic organizations such as hospitals and stuff. Alright, and location, like I mentioned earlier, it's going to be my house, 603 West Sumner Avenue. Really upset with this that it's free for me, not for my parents, but it's free for me. And we have some office space that's free that I could set up kind of a Bridge Builders headquarters, just a room dedicated to Bridge Builders with a computer and everything just to run the website, which I'll mention later. And another thing is it's close to Lucy and Clark, in which I plan to implement the program and start and plant the seed of Bridge Builders. It's half a mile away, so it'll be perfect. Okay. In regards to management and personnel, to start off for the first 3 months, it will just be me until we apply for the IRS for a nonprofit 501c3 corporate status. So it's just going to be me, but when we apply for the status, we'll have to create a board of directors because it's a necessary step. So they'll be above me once we create the 501c3, and I'll just be under the board of directors. And then in regards to other other personnel, we have at least one volunteer for each club. So for training them, we'll have online instruction manuals as well as online instructional videos to help them just really explain what Bridge Builders is and how it works and how the weekly meetings are going to go. Alright, what do we have in store for the future of Bridge Builders? Well, we have 5 phases. The first phase is prototype and corporate status. As I mentioned earlier, we will be starting Bridge Builders Club at Lewis and Clark. I've already talked to several teachers, and they're incredibly just eager to start this club. So it'll be starting the beginning of next year, fall 2013, this year, and we'll be starting that at Lewis and Clark. And really, it's kind of the prototype section where we're just seeing what works and what doesn't, so we can spread from there. And so before we make it big, we just understand what really works. And we'll also be applying to the IRS for the 501c3 corporate nonprofit status. So that's phase 3, and then after the first 3 months, we'll start phase 2, which is launching our internet website, www.bridgebuilders.com. Here's just a prototype of what it could look like. It has several of the key features such as donate, suggestions, comments, sponsors, and links. Suggestions is where attendees can give their suggestions, what they like, what they wouldn't like, what they'd like to see in the future. just for example, so stuff like that. And then comments is more of just their personal experiences. It's almost like a blog sort of thing, where they can just tell what they like and just their personal experiences, their personal stories with Bridge Builders Club. Next we have sponsors. This is going to be awesome, especially for when Bridge Builders Club gets a lot bigger. It's going to be a good, it's going to be a benefit for sponsoring us, because once they get put up on our website, it's good marketing to have some of our attendees flow into their companies. So we'll just have a list of all of our sponsors and marketers, or all of our sponsors and donors. And then the next section is links, in which we will be linking other like-minded organizations to ours. So we'll link their websites to ours, and then they'll link their website to ours. Just another marketing strategy. And the main reason why people are going to come to bridgebuilders.com is to see what the week has in store for them. So the weekly activity. So I used the example I used earlier. This week we'll be playing Pictionary. Pretty much tells what the weekly activity will be and just everything about it, so that you just know exactly what will be in store for the week. And then it also has the question of the week, as you see here. And so it's just updated every single week. So there's that. Alright, in phase 3, we'll establish Bridge Builders Club throughout all Spokane and Coeur d'Alene high schools. This will involve more aggressive marketing. There's monthly special education program meetings, and if I could talk at one of those and tell everyone about Bridge Builders Club, I believe that would be really play a really big part in spreading it. Just because they don't know right now, but once they know, we've talked to several people, and we talked to the special education department head, and he was really excited about the idea. We talked to him this week, and so I think it would be really readily accepted by the special ed community and everyone that's in charge of that. Okay, then in phase 4, 2014 to 2018, we'll be starting to spread to the rest of the U.S. This will involve more aggressive fundraising and rapid staff expansion. It will consist of further improving the website, as well as starting seed schools throughout. So, for example, we'd go to like New York and start Bridge Builders Club at one school, and then it would grow from there, kind of like it did in Spokane, starting at Lewis and Clark. So that's phase 4. All right, and phase 5 is international expansion. During this phase, we will start to spread through all the world. We will adjust our website for cultural sensitivities, and also start seed clubs throughout the world. So, for example, we can go to somewhere in Spain and we can go to Madrid and start a club there and have it spread from there, just over time, kind of like we did in the United States. So just work nation to nation to make Bridge Builders Club international. Alright. In conclusion, as Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The glory of friendship is not in the outreaching hand, nor is it in the kindly smile, nor the joy of companionship. It is in the spiritual inspiration that one receives when he comes to realize that someone trusts and fully believes in him." To be honest, I did not realize the incredible need in this area until my sister's stroke. When she started her freshman year at Lewis and Clark, I realized 2 things. First, I realized how impossibly difficult it was for her to create and become friends with other students outside of her special ed program. Second, I came to realize how her friendships that she did have the chance to develop meant the world to her. Although I can no longer help my sister create friendships, it would be so rewarding to me if I could help other students like her and other teens like her create friendships that she valued so much. Bridge Builders Club provides an opportunity to connect and socialize with the part of the student body that is largely isolated. Whether it be a student in special ed courses becoming friends with a student outside of his or her classes, or a student without disabilities becoming friends with a student in special ed courses, there's an opportunity for friendship. This in turn will help both the students and the overall student body because I believe that regardless of your physical or mental handicaps, everyone has special needs. Thank you.